All right, up next, we have a guy out of the Maple Leaf division, another fellow Canadian, Danny and Billsy Bob's headline for him, a favorable schedule.
I agree 100%. This is the most accurate headline so far, the most favorable schedule, I think. And I think it shows at least my record for him. Look, he went 5-8 last year. As we said in previous videos, if you go 5-8 or below, you usually get a pretty good schedule, and it definitely shows. He has that career of 22-43, which is, let's just call what it is. It's horrible. It's the second worst win percentage, and you got to turn that around. I think he starts in the right foot this year.
I think he will for sure.
You're looking at his team. He has Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, which I think are horrible. He has Kamara, Eckler, Jones, Goldman, Bullage. Looking at the wide receivers is Anderson, Chase, Juju, Vander Scatling. Tight ends, he has Hooper, Knox, Fells. And for his IDPs, I believe they are ranked pretty damn low for me at 19.
Yeah, Billsy Bob's, I don't think he had very many picks. When I look at the roster, thank goodness he traded for Robbie Anderson right before the draft from me for next to nothing. I had him out there. Nobody wanted him. And now look at, he's the best receiver on his team. Eckler, I think, is where a lot of his point production is going to come from this year. Matty Ice, maybe in garbage time a lot this year. No. But linebacker room's pretty decent too. Barrett and Milano will put up points, but it's not a roster that really blows me away that it's all that scary.
I agree. I have his quarterback room ranked 14th, and honestly, it could have been a lot lower just because of how I am still angry at Matt Ryan for last year. His running back room I do have ranked second. I mean, Kamara, Eckler, Ronald Jones. It's a good 1, 2, 3. His wide receivers I have ranked 12 just because of Robbie Anderson, and this is when before Chase had his dropsies. And then looking at his tight ends, I have them ranked 14th, and his flex ranked 7th. Looking at his draft grades, we both gave him a C. And the very first one I have is taking Matt Ryan before any other quarterback. I mean, it's Matt Ryan. If you listened to me last year, you would know how much he pissed me off and how bad he was last year. And it honestly gets worse for him, I believe. I know they took Kyle Pitts, but they also lost Julio Jones. So what's the trade-off there? I think it's down even worse. And then he took Joshua Kelly before Malcolm Brown, who looks like might be the starter or at least the 1B over in Miami. So that's why I gave him a C.
Yeah, I don't think he had a very good draft at all. So number one, I probably would have went Chase too before all the news. So I'm not faulting him there, but yep. I got same notes here. Matty Ice in round 3 was way too early, even just for a quarterback, I felt. Hooper after in round 4 with Dawson Knox, both are in precarious spots. Like I say, Njoku's having a good camp there, and Knox has never really thrilled Buffalo since he's been there. Mm-hmm. Greg Ward in round 15, just not a great draft at all, I feel, for Billsy Bobs, and I think he's going to probably be cutting a lot of guys here when cut day comes.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and apparently I switched over to the projections already. But I agree with you. There's going to be a lot of guys he drops. But again, he has that favorable schedule. You have him going 8-5. I have him going 10-3. And it's one of those schedules that I kind of wish I had, or, the architect with all those picks, or even BC Lions who has all those picks. They might actually run the table if they had his schedule.
He's one of the 2 teams I project to make the playoffs this year for the first time in his history, along with Stan and BC Lions. And a lot of it is due to that favorable schedule. And I think teams that make the playoffs will want to be facing Billsy Bobs in the playoffs, because I think he will be the worst playoff team to qualify. This is what happens. Sometimes the schedule goes your way. And for Billsy Bobs, he needs a break looking at that career record anyway. So I'm sure he'll be out to prove us wrong and show that he deserves to be in the playoffs, and we'll see how she goes.
Exactly.